Hi everybody, I'm Myrna Hard, and I am part of your group. Um, I feel like I have taken over the role of lead, but I also have been working with Alec, who has kind of taken the lead as well, but we haven't really established any roles yet. If you guys feel any differently towards that, please let me know, and we need to figure out some roles for you guys as well, and see what you guys like, and I would love to hear from you guys. But if you guys just kind of feel like you're behind or need some guidance, hopefully this video will be able to help you figure out where to start on our project. I know things have been very scattered. I've been really trying to get everybody in the best way possible to communicate, but it is very difficult, as I've heard, for everybody. So thank you guys for bearing with us. We are definitely facing some trials in the beginning, but hopefully moving forward for the next report, we will have a lot of these issues resolved by then. So let's start with reviewing the instructions for the report. So let me see here. So at least for this report, it looks like actually for both reports, we might be following the same, we will be following the same question format. So the first one was due yesterday. I'm turning mine in late because I have had a really crazy week. I've worked over 100 hours this past pay period. I work in accounting for the entertainment industry, and things have just been really crazy because it's the end of the year and taxes are coming up. It's almost tax season, so I have just been absorbed in work. But as well as my family, I take care of my dad and help out with that. But other than that, that's just a little side note about me. But let's get right into it. So the first question is to identify the purpose or goal of the group experience. So it's basically our answer should be revolving around what the purpose of our group project is, which is to explore different cultures and their unique aspects, like what makes them unique. And this could be like history, traditions, the customs of a culture, and then like contrasting it with our own, being like we live in the Western world. So that's a little bit of what we're going to be doing there. And then we're going to go to number 2, which is the to identify the group outcome. The group outcome is usually the result of the group. So, and like what comes from the group project and working together. So when you work together in a group, many rewarding things can happen. You can build relationships or friendships. You can learn new things about yourself. What else? And other things as well, like when you run into problems, those can also be learning experiences, but it can also be ways for you to analyze how you came to those issues, or as a group, we will be trying our best to address these sort of issues. This first report is really great because it's going to definitely bring up some things, as I'm sure you've all been feeling, with like communication issues, how we can do better with that. But anyway, excuse me. So number 3 is what decisions were made or goals accomplished. So lots of things were made, and I'm so sorry that the topic was kind of just like brushed upon us. There was some talk in the beginning with different team members that were included, but for instance, she ended up dropping class, so due to personal reasons, and she kind of brought this idea for our topic to the forefront for me. And I kind of just was like, actually, I really like that. So I kind of pushed that idea forward, and I'm glad that you guys are happy with it. Hopefully, I hope you guys are okay with this idea for our topic of divergent cultural characteristics. I kind of thought it would be cool to have like a broad topic so that we could have a lot of nice subtopics to like cover a lot of ground for our 30-minute PowerPoint project. So anyway, back to the question, what decisions were made or goals accomplished? The decisions that have been made under the time restrictions, I necessarily wouldn't have made such rash decision making, but because of the chaos that ensued with everybody leaving and meeting at different times, we are definitely feeling the effects of that communication wise. So I will be trying to release video communication with you guys, because I feel like through text or messaging, it's really difficult to get a message across and to communicate in a way that you can understand. I know that with all of my texts and messaging, the message can get like a little lost in translation, and I definitely don't want that to happen in the future. So that's a note that I made. Like, we're facing obstacles with communications, and like the decision making process could be a little bit better. I might be like making a poll or something, but anyway, we're so like time is flying so quickly that I don't think we'll maybe have time for that. But I'll try to find ways for us to have a more shared experience, and not so much as, this is what's happening and you guys are just going to follow it. And I definitely don't want groupthink to be the main scope of this project. So the first goal of our group was, if you refer to the Google outline or the Google Sheets that we have shared, the one we have, Alec was so kind to define the outline for the scope of the project, because he has, let me go to that page right here. So, he has the topic of what it is. It's our project brainstorming page, which is, I'm just going to read off of it. It's, let's use this page to figure out how we want to approach the project based on time constraints and only a few active participants at the time. So far in the Discord, we will be covering the divergent cultural characteristics topic. And he has a link to the textbook, which is section 5.4, which is where the divergent cultural section is. You can take a look there. You're going to find so many helpful information there that will help you get through this. We had plenty of time to get things straightened out, but now that the first progress report is essentially gone and passed, this is what he had come up with, and what I had input some stuff as well. So he has, number 1, the scope of the project was, our topic. And then section A says, decide what to focus on. So basically, that's where I came in. At the bottom, the second page is where I wrote all the subtopics that we can focus on for the PowerPoint project. So next is section I, which is underneath A. Provide an overview and define the different types of cultural characteristics. Again, that is covered by the subtopic section. Number 2 section, present conflicts that commonly arise in group settings. This is also covered from earlier when I had mentioned and gone through those questions that the teacher had mentioned. Oh, I actually didn't go through all the questions. I'm sorry, it's like 4 a.m. I'm so out of it right now, but let me see here and go back. So, yeah, so the decision-making process. So why I referred to the outline in the first place and kind of got sidetracked is that the outline is just helpful to keep us focused on what we're doing, what the scope is, and it kind of like Alec had defined the steps in which we had come to these conclusions for why we chose what we chose and how we got there, sort of thing. So as he continues, he mentions the format of the project, which is number 2, and then goes into why it's a good framework. And as I think Tori K had mentioned, as well as Alec in the outline, our professor says that we shouldn't use only a PowerPoint. So we're definitely going to take advantage of that, and we're going to utilize like YouTube videos or moving pictures. We're going to use graphs. If you have any difficulties creating these, please let me know. I think the most important thing is if you would like to voice what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are, then I can better serve you, or you can also, it's just a great way for you to navigate into the role that you feel most comfortable in. And let's see here, which is great. This is the next section, the division of roles. So once we focus on our topic, which we did, and once we divide up the subtopics that we're going to focus on, then we can kind of like have people do certain roles. Like there can be somebody who creates the graphs, or somebody can research the data, and then one other person can put the data together into a nice graphic, if you have like certain skills for that. What else? We could have somebody come up with some photos. I already compiled some backup photos that we can just like slap on for like backgrounds for each slide, just to get us started. And so that could be a role for somebody. They can, if you want to be creative, you can have that as one of your like sub roles. What else here? So yes, definitely we're gonna have to set some deadlines for this Friday. Let me see, today is the 21st.